Hi everyone, I just wanted to show you a little thing I made. Now I'm sure many of you still have lots of these old classic Super Nintendo games at home, and they're still fun to play because they were good games and still are. And in fact you can get these games for pretty cheap on eBay nowadays because, well, not many people are still using the original console. But now what if you say want to play these games on your PC? Now, you all know that there's a whole bunch of emulators for PCs, for Macs, even for iPhones, so it's perfectly possible to play Super Nintendo games on these machines. But what you would usually have to do, you have to go to, various Russian porn sites and download the ROM file from there. But wouldn't it be way cooler to just take the cartridge and plug it right into your PC or iPhone? Though I think the iPhone would fit inside this cartridge. Well, anyway, so here's what I did. I started with the 1890 USB demo kit from Atmel, which you can buy for cheap pretty much anywhere. I wrote a little firmware for the microcontroller, which is on here. There's also a lot of other stuff which you don't really need, but this microcontroller has a lot of I/O pins that are free to use for whatever. So I took a whole bunch of cables and connected these I/O pins to this connector, and the connector fits the format of the Super Nintendo game cartridge. So I can take the game, plug it on here, make sure it's adjusted. I think it might need a little shift to the left, sorry. Just a little more. Okay, now I can take the USB cable, plug it into my machine, and we can see that there's an additional drive appearing, which is called ROM. I click on it. Here's a file called supermarioworld.smc, and the SMC file extension is assigned to the SNES 9X emulator on my machine, so I just double click on it. I have to click away the read-only warnings, and here comes the emulator. And after a short loading time, the checksum is okay, which means the data was transferred correctly, and here comes the game. So now we can play Super Nintendo games straight from the cartridge through a USB cable into whatever device is capable of reading a USB mass storage, and play the games on an emulator. Hope you enjoyed the little demo. See you! Crud.